Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie, and this, I think, may be the last installment or second last installment in my craft room reorganization series. So today we are tackling the Alex drawers, and I don't know why, but I've kind of been dreading this, and I don't think it's actually going to be that bad. I don't know why I think it's going to be so bad. Anyways, what I want to do is just show you a quick rundown of what's in these drawers and what I think I'm going to do, and then I will show you an after. So I've had these two bottom drawers here for a while, and they have some decent organization in them. So let's have a look-see what's in what. So this very first one is my distress ink drawer, and I just handmade an organizer to slot these in, peel it in, put it up, peel it in, take it out, and I just used some foam core and some wooden blocks to line these, and I'll show you a little closer or a little better what that looks like, because the second drawer are my oxide inks, and I don't have all of the oxide inks yet. So I have some placeholders just to hold it up, because it really is, there's no walls or anything. So basically each layer holds up the layer above. So as long as you don't take out an entire row, it supports itself. And very rarely would I take out an entire row. So that's what I've got here. As I fill this, these wood blocks will come out. I do keep foam on the back side, and there is some transference, so if that bothers you, then that may not be a good idea, but for me, I don't mind. And then I have some Studio G pigment inks here that are you know, just filling that spot. So that's those two drawers. This drawer here is a bit of a mess. It has wood veneer and it has buttons in here, and so I do need to go through this. Ideally, I don't know what I'm going to do, but ideally I need to do something. I have more wood veneer on my desk too that needs to be dealt with. It's not, I guess it's not that bad. I just have these pieces here and these numbers, and I don't know what I'm going to do with those tiles. This one here is more of a mess. This has, I have my brads, my decorative brads on this poster board. And I do this just so that I can see what I have. I have 2 of these containers of sequins, and I have 3 of these, this bead storage. It has some empty containers in here in this one, but the other 2 are full. Let me show you that. And as you can see, I have some overflow that needs to be dealt with. So this would be a full one, and then I've got the one underneath. And they do come with lids, but I don't keep the lids on because it's just one more step, and I'm lazy. These are somewhat in rainbow order. These are rainbow, and then these ones are metallics. And I have anything or everything from brads to like a crystal drop kind of thing, to crystals, to rhinestones, to, you know, if it'll fit in this container, that's what's in here. I haven't really put too many sequins in these. Up until now, the sequins have fit in these containers, but I am maxed out on these, and I don't think they sell these anymore. Okay, and then I have these little jars down here full of brads as well, and they do fit pretty good in here, so I don't know if I will change those at all, but we'll see. But you can see it needs some work. This drawer here I'm calling my adhesive drawer. I have some organizers from Organize More. They're sturdy. I don't know if I would buy them again if I had the option. Like if I could go back in time. They are designed for the Alex drawer. They do have a little bit of a gap, and I think the idea behind them is so that you can, you know, pull them out if need be. I just find the prescribed what do you call it? the prescribed squares don't always work for everything. So, I mean, I've made it work and it's okay. It's just not my favorite. This one's not so bad, but I'll show you some other ones. This bottom drawer, I have a scoreboard and my glue guns and glue and a knife. I don't know if that'll stay. On this side, now these I do like from Organize More. These are the mini ink cube trays, and I have them double stacked, and I can easily pull this out, put it on my desk while I'm working. And I have these somewhat sorted by vendor manufacturer. So I have 4 trays in there, and I have 2 in here. The bottom one is empty, so I've got a little bit of room to grow, which is always good. I have some very old chalk ink. There is some wasted space here, so I'm not sure, or not wasted, unused space, so maybe I'll come up with something to use there. This is my Delusions paint drawer, and I also have my Maya Gold paint in here, and I just did samples on top so I could see what colors. Here's some more of those Organize More containers, and again, I've made it work, but it's just not ideal. In this case, I actually pulled out one of these trays and added it, just stored it here on the side, and I might do that some more. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. On this side here, it's just an awkward size. I don't know. I have like my Pearl-Ex and flocking powder and glitter and stuff, but it's like 4 don't fit across that way, so I have to go this way. They have these trays. I think the idea behind it is that you know, stuff will line up. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. I mean, it works, so I might just leave it. I gotta think about it some more. This one down here, I have all my embossing pastes, embellishment mousse, that kind of thing. And this is just an IKEA drawer insert, and that seems to work pretty well for what I've got. I am running out of room for some elements. Now, I do have a couple containers over here. Oops, sorry for the light. Over here. There's one here, and I think there's one up there where I can move something to. So I may think about that as well, but I do like having all my embossing pastes in one place. And then I've got some masking tape, duct tape, and like wood veneer, foil tape, that kind of thing back there. And then this one is acrylic paint, and yeah, it just is what it is. I don't know that this is the most ideal way of storing. Like, I'd like to get more of this kind of paint, and I don't know if it makes sense to put it on its side, you know. I don't know. But for now it fits, so I'm not too worried about it. I do like the little bins for holding these little tubes. I used to keep these in those acrylic containers, but they just flopped all over. So I'm okay with that. Like I said, it fits for now, so maybe I won't be doing any changes. What I think I would like to do is maybe move the Delusion stuff, you know, maybe down to one of these drawers. Although I think this one needs to be maybe in a thicker one. I don't know. We'll play around with it and see what we end up with. But for the most part, I don't anticipate having to do much with the bottom. Okay, these top ones are a newer addition, and I just have jammed stuff in here everywhere. So I have some quilling stuff. I haven't really gotten into this, but I picked up some supplies. I have some mixed media backgrounds that I've done. This is actually from my, what do you call it, my paint pouring experiments. And then I have those books for layering, and then some cutouts for magazines. So I would consider this, most of this stuff, as layering materials when I'm talking about mixed media. So I think I would like to have a drawer of layers. We'll call it layers. This one here has projects. This is my Reset Girl project. This is my week in the life that I just have to finish. I would love to have 2 drawers for ongoing projects. Hopefully we can make that work. This here, again, I would consider this layering and also substrate. So I've got some old books. I've got an old dictionary. I've got some tissue paper. This is deli paper for doing gel press kind of stuff. So again, I'd like to just kind of put like with like. This one's empty. This one here, I would say is more texture. So I have things like my foam stamps. I have friendly plastic or plastic canvas, some bubble wrap, just some different things I've collected that I thought would make interesting textures, some big bubble wrap. So again, I'd like to have a drawer, maybe we'll just call it textures. And this is kind of supplies, I guess. So I've got some fixative shaving cream, plates, you know, just stuff that I can use for doing the work, right? So not actually supplies to make something, but supplies to do, if that even makes sense. I don't know. This drawer here, I've got paper that I use for making traveler's notebooks. I've got the inserts, I've got some cord to make the actual traveler notebooks. I've got some heat and bond and some transparent heat and bond. Again, I've used that for making notebooks. This one here, I want to use this as a mixed media journal. So again, I would consider this more like a substrate kind of thing as opposed to anything else. And then I have some vinyl for making covers. So I think I would like to have this kind of be a traveler's journal, or have a drawer for that. This one's empty. This I'm going to call mostly, well, some of it is textures, because I would consider, or layering, I would consider this stuff to glue on. I've got paper bags. This I would consider like a substrate, something to do the mixed media on. I've got some texture stuff, so it's all over the place. I need to sort that out. Oh boy. So, I think I showed these earlier. These are bezels for doing mixed media. So, I need a place for that. I've got these laser cut things that I'm thinking of using like stencils. I got gel press plates, you know. Again, another drawer for that. And then this is more my mediums and tools drawer. Again, maybe just some sort of organization. And then the last drawer I've got here is for my Bible journaling. So, I think, like I said, the majority of the work is going to be in these 2 drawers, and I just need to figure out how I want to store this stuff and get some labels on here and call it done. So I will be back in a bit to show you what I ultimately decided. Okay, so I'm done going through all of these. I'll just go through them really quickly. So here I've got my traveler's notebook supplies for making traveler's notebooks. I've got some mixed media supplies. I'm calling this mixed media substrates, so bases and books and stuff like that. This is what I'm calling layering and embellishments, so anything that I would use to add layers on. This is textures, more supplies. This hasn't changed. Distress, neither has this one. This one I just tidied up, my wood veneers and buttons. I didn't get rid of anything, just moved a few things. Again, just tidied this up a little bit. Put some sequins and stuff in the containers. I left these tonic ones in their containers. They wouldn't have fit in the small, one small. I'd have to probably fit them in 3, so I figured I'll just leave them there for now. I moved my glitters and glitter paste over here, and this very last one is my adhesive drawer. Okay, let's go up to the top. I'm calling this one I actually gave myself 3 project drawers. So anything that I need to work on, I'm just going to put in here, and then these will be ones that I need to work on sooner rather than later. I've got my Bible journaling supplies in here. This is my gel press and tools. And I moved my texture paste and stuff up here because I think that's more mixed media. No changes here. Same with this one. I've got a little bit of space. I ended up putting my Creative Memories binder in here. I still think this takes up way too much room. I might look for some bins and just take the cutting system out because I think I'll use it way more often. And then this is just a drop cloth I have when I'm spraying inks and stuff. My scoreboard and glue guns. Acrylic paints I moved down so that they're all together. So the only other thing that I changed was I had played with putting a shelf behind here and adding having my big gesso bottle, and I didn't like it because I couldn't really see it. And I tried moving this behind there, and knowing me, I'm just lazy, so I like this much better. I'll show you where I ended up putting those larger bottles. Okay, so I had a small bin here that was filled with little cups and some chalk paint, and I can't remember what else was in there. Anyways, I moved those around to different places and added the 2 large bottles. And I don't use it all that often, so I'm okay with that there. I lost one of the pegs that holds the shelf up, so I got to see if I can find something to fix that. So all that's left is a tidy up. So I still need to deal with this, and I've got another one back there. I need to vacuum the floor again. I need to still deal, sorry about the lighting, I still need to deal with this carousel, and I still need to deal with that one. And that is basically it. So tidy the table, and we're going to call this done. So I think what I will do is one more video once this is all cleaned up and show you the end results. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this inspired you to tackle something in your craft room, or at the very least you found it entertaining. And until next time, happy crafting.